We got two guys that we have a lot of faith in at quarterback. Shane had a good week of practice. He's had good practices throughout fall camp. I think that I talked about earlier in the year, and he had a good practice last week.
So what do you think was wrong today?
Well, again, Mark, I think sometimes we want to point the finger at one guy because he's the quarterback. And I don't think that's fair. I think, obviously we got to do a better job. There's some protection things he had to step up in. The pocket closed a couple times on him. I think, the interceptions, the tip ball at the line of scrimmage that gets knocked up into the air. We've got to have better ball security, and he'd be the first one to tell you that. A couple times the ball was on the ground. But as far as, how he practiced and what he did to deserve to start, he's been doing that throughout camp and fall.
Is it still his job?
We'll evaluate it like we do, we did last week. We'll evaluate, for me to sit up here when you don't look at all the film yet, and believe me, you can't see everything from down there, and we'll evaluate it.
Brady, curious as to the decision to leave Shane in after he got hit. Might have had a concussion, didn't come out.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if he might have a concussion or not. I don't know that. And that wasn't something. Shane's a pretty competitive, tough kid, and Shane wanted to be the quarterback. And so, believe me, if he didn't want to be, he would have come to the sideline, stayed down.
Was it your decision then to leave him in after the late hit fell?
Late hit fell. Yes.
Okay. In the middle.
All week long, you've been saying that it's the Big Ten season, it's time to get going.
Right.
What do you think happened out there? What's your assessment of why, this
I think I just went over it, kind of. Right?
Yes, more or less.
We got to play better. We got to execute better. We got to coach better. This is a hard-working group, I'm going to tell you. And, you got to do a better job tackling, leveraging the football. I think you look at field position, and I think that will be an interesting study to look at. We didn't have great field position. We put ourselves in poor field position on some punt returns. And then offensively, I think, I guess it's right here, we were 4-13 on third down. That's not sustaining drives.
Brady, we've talked about the same things here the last few weeks, and you said it again. Why do these things continue to appear in the same issues, I guess?
Yeah. You know what, Nick? I think the way these guys practice, you would not think some of these issues would appear, and how they work during the week. So, I think as a staff, you always evaluate. Did we give them enough of these looks? Did we not give them this? It may have been a play that the defense didn't see or something like that. So we'll start there tomorrow, tonight, on making sure that we're doing everything we can do to help these guys win.
So you're evaluating inward, you're evaluating yourself?
You always do. Win or lose, you do. So it's nothing different.
Brady, right here in front. You've talked about the teams keeping their faith and working hard. Have you seen that falter? Did you see that falter at all today yet?
No.
And then you talked about after the game telling the team you kind of got to be honest with yourself and assess where you're at right now. What's your honest assessment of what this team's capable of at this point?
Well, I think this team can still win the championship. I really do. But we got to play much better, and we got to support each other, as we do it.
Brady, just to be clear on when Shane Morris got the hit to the head, did you see him kind of wobbling and fall?
I did not, Bob.
Okay, because it looked like he was out on his feet. Nobody saw that on the sideline?
I didn't see it, Bob.
Okay.
I can only answer for me.
Secondly, do you feel you waited too long to put Gardner in anyhow, just based on how Morris was struggling?
No. You play him, you don't play him. I mean, no. Shane was the guy who was our quarterback.